So I'm feeling pretty lucky here. Welcome back, Thoughtless Jester here yet again. That is the Salish Eagle, and you can see right through it because the doors are open today, because it is a cool, clear afternoon. And interestingly enough, that boat is 10 miles away. It's 10:30 approximately right now, or sorry, 12:30 in the afternoon. Go to bcferries.com and you can see where my ferry is at this time. It's halfway across the Strait of Georgia, or the Kathit Strait it is known now. And what's about to happen here in the next couple minutes, I'm hoping that it'll not waste too much of my time and battery here, but this ferry over here, which is the Texada boat, a much smaller vessel, it's going to be approximately 2 miles out. And when it's 2 miles out, I am thinking, because I've seen it before and I'm hoping it'll happen today while I'm filming, that the smaller boat will line up with the larger boat, hey, just like an eclipse, and I will be able to see through the car deck of the smaller boat and still be able to see the much larger boat at a much further distance. So that farther boat is at least 10 miles away. It's halfway through the Strait of Georgia, and at this location it's a 20-mile distance, 17 nautical miles across. And over here is the little Texada. So we're just going to wait a few minutes and line these up and see how flat our reality really is, because unfortunately, for those who believe that we live on a globe 24,901 miles in circumference, this would not be possible, because these distances would have a ball. If we lived on a sphere, a ball, these distances would have curvature. Curvature would exist. Now currently, from a height of 3 feet at 10 miles, 30 feet should be hidden by a curve. Now this ferry is 92 feet tall in its entirety. And and there is the entire boat at this distance. I mean, it's a little bit wavy, but that's the entire boat. You can Google the Salish Eagle and see what it looks like from a side profile, from a front profile. What you can't find online, though, if you look up this boat, is how tall it is. No, they don't tell you that. We wouldn't want to tell you that. And when you actually go onto the boat, you can see the size of the actual boat as far as the height goes. It's inside the boat. There's a little map, or the designs for when they built it, and that shows you that it's 28.5 decimeters or something like that, or 28 meters, or 282 decimeters, which anyway, it equals 93 feet, because that's the height of this particular vessel. Now as we get a bit closer, we got some trucks, it looks like, on the ferry, so it might not be quite as clear of a view as I saw it the other day, but you know, if we can see any of that boat through this boat that we're about to witness, if we can see any of it, something's seriously wrong with what you believe are the distances that you should be seeing things at. Now, I'm just kind of yakking a bit and killing time as we get even closer to this moment of this guy being in front of this guy. So even from this height, I'm viewing from 3 feet height, where my camera's set on a big rock where I normally sit. Even this boat that's 2 miles in distance, should we see the wake of it? You know, should we see that wake? Like, I don't know. I haven't actually checked the numbers, so maybe that's fair. But this boat, there's no way we should see the tapering that occurs as you get closer to the bottom of the vessel. And that's what we can see. And we actually see the bottom of the vessel itself, because of course the Earth is not a globe, 24,901 miles in circumference, 4,000 mile radius. That's just not true. That's not reality. That's relativity. And relativity is not reality. Relativity is some guy's made up bullshit to make him a famous guy, also a Mason, no big deal. You know, all your information that you were taught as a child, you need to re-look at that. Like, when I say the words flat earth, think about how that makes you feel. And say the words out loud yourself. I've done this experiment with some of my friends, and having them speak out loud the words flat earth, and how that, to be consciously aware of how it makes you feel, and really think, like, do you feel that way on purpose? Do you feel that way because that's the way you should feel? Or do you feel that way because you've been told to feel that way? And I feel it's the latter. So as soon as I'm done this, I'm just going to show you the app that I'm using to track the ferry itself as we get closer to the 12:30 hour, when these guys will line up. Oh, so we're getting closer now. And if I don't see it, I'm going to be disappointed, and I'll have to do this another day. But I'm feeling like we're going to see the top portion of that boat right through that Texada ferry. Now that boat is probably 11 miles out at this time now, 11 miles distance. Put that into your earth curve calculator, because we are on a spherical ball, as they say. Then those numbers should work out. The reason there's not hundreds of kids down here doing this test themselves for their school projects and using actual math and actual numbers is because if they actually did it for real, then they'd actually see that it's actually not reality at all and it's not measurable. But that's why teachers say, just go down there and see the boats disappear bottom first, and that's it. Then you know you're on a globe. Well, perspective kind of has something to say about that, and reality. So we're getting even closer to this big moment where we're going to see these boats line up, and I'm going to see that boat. It's probably 11 and a half, maybe even 12 miles now away. And I tell you what, folks, I can film this boat on a clearer day. Now, we got lots of water in the atmosphere, yeah, we'll go with that, because it's a kind of a damp day. We got a bit of rain, a bit of haze. So later, as the day kind of moves on, I might be able to film it in dock all the way across the way, which I'm still trying to get that big moment for the perfect day so I can film cars driving on and off that boat at that distance. That is reality. That's a possibility, because it's going to happen, because it's our flat plane of reality. So this is going to be one of my longest videos, apparently. And what other proofs do you want? The second law of thermodynamics. I mean, that's a good one, because you can't have a gaseous state unevenly next to another gaseous state, or they will equalize, because that is the second law of thermodynamics. Anything will equalize that's not in a container. So unless we're in a magical container and that Kármán line is made of plastic, or something else we can't describe, then that's not our reality, because space cannot exist unless we are in a container of some sort. And the reason why it can't is because it doesn't exist, because it's not real. Space is your imagination. The only thing that NASA put into space was your imagination. You can't really see, you know, we can see stars, we can see the moon. Obviously they exist, there's something, we just don't know what they are. So this is getting exciting. Isn't this so exciting? That boat is 12 miles away, I'd say by now. We're estimating yet again, but I'm viewing from a height of 3 feet. So even if it was 10 miles away, we'll just say it was 10 for the sake of it. There should still be 31 feet of curvature. We are not experiencing any, because that is the entire vessel, the entire 92-foot tall vessel, located probably 12, but we'll say for the sake of Globy argument, 10 miles away. So if you're still with me for this great moment, I'm hoping we can get it here in the next kind of minute or so, because I've kind of been wasting a bit of time here, but that's okay, because I got time to waste. So stick with me, ladies and gentlemen, because this is unprecedented. Really, we should not ever see this. This is not possible, right? I wish I was wrong, honestly. I honestly do. I wish every soul of my being that I was incorrect and that everything was the way that we've been told. But that's just not reality, and I can't accept it. I can't lie to myself. I can't continue to pretend. I can't go watch sports and just like, yay, everything's great, because the reality is that sports are pro wrestling. I come from pro wrestling. Check in my history of my videos. There's pro wrestling there, because that is an entertainment business that I come from, and as an entertainer who comes from a business with kayfabe, which is the hidden language that pro wrestling speaks in, I can understand other types of kayfabe. You have been kayfabed. I've been kayfabed. The secrets that they keep from us are monstrous, involving so much. It's so much worse than you can even imagine. But anyway, here we are. And I don't know with that boat at that angle, it may not be possible, but obviously you can clearly see that they've lined up. And with the trucks in there, we're just going to see a little white blip go by, I think. So on a day when there's not as many large vehicles on there, I think this would work much better. But you can see it, there it is, it just went by. That is impossible. Even that just blurry white blip that we saw is impossible. These things are not our reality. Check your own reality. Don't believe me either. I'm not saying I'm right, although I am. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't believe me, don't trust me. Go do your own investigations on a cool, clear morning. Head out to a nice, large body of water and actually measure it yourself using distances and heights that you're aware of. These are all distances and heights that I'm aware of. This is impossible. So I'm going to zoom back out. and zoom back out, and I'll just show you real quick both where I'm filming from and how I know what exactly I'm filming. So there's our distances there. Right, halfway across, more than halfway across now, the strait, which is, if you look it up online for BC Ferries, 20 miles, 17 nautical miles. And just to keep all you people that call me a liar and full of hate and all that good stuff, this is where I'm filming from. That's a rock. It's approximately 3 feet tall. We're, you know, just above sea level. The tide's at a fair distance, right? It's just, these things are not our reality. So look into it yourself, continue on your own investigations, and if you got some hate for me, drop it in the comments section, because I am cool with that. I'm cool with whatever you got. I love love more. I mean, obviously, you've got to be full of love out there, but you know, whatever you got to say, if you got to say it, please do. I'm not your prophet, but I'll be your outlet.